people are staying in the sport longer and having longer careers. So then we are starting to see more people considering motherhood and coming back to the sport.
Well, today we heard from Danusia. She spoke about motherhood and how it is this incredible opportunity to really showcase the resilience of women, the ability for them to just multitask and juggle so much, and the beauty of new parenthood and the importance of really just soaking in all of those moments with our little ones while we can. Hello, everybody. We are here, Flame Bearers Motherhood Focus for May, and I'm so excited to welcome Danusia Francis-Reid, a retired gymnast who represented both Great Britain and Jamaica in international competition. And while competing for the UCLA Bruins, she was an All-American and a co-champion of the balance beam competition at the 2016 NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championship. She represented Jamaica in the 2020 Olympic Games. And Danusia, we were talking beforehand, you're continuing to do some really incredible and exciting things. I'd love for you to bring our listeners up to speed on what's been happening for you over the last year-ish, including your little baby boy.
Yeah. So first and foremost, thank you for having me, Shannon. Lovely to meet you. And yeah, so I became a mother in September. So my baby will be 7 months on the 23rd. And yeah, he's just amazing. So that is, he's my entire world now. But besides being a mother, I am still involved in gymnastics. I'm a board member at British Gymnastics and I'm on the Pan American Athletes Commission. So that's really cool to see the sports governance side of things. And then as well as that, I do some freelance coaching. I support the Great Britain men's team, doing some artistry and style with them. So that's really exciting. Do presenting and commentating. And then I also do a little bit of stunt performing in TV and movies. So that keeps me busy as well as being a mom.
This woman, you're incredible. And I love the way that you have continued to take this talent and understanding of your sport and use it, whether it be in movies so we could all have a better viewing experience, but also on different organizations and athletes commissions that can really inform what is needed and how we can continue to improve sport for the generations ahead. We'll dig in a little bit to kind of that mom/athlete dichotomy in a moment. But first, we're going to kick off with a kind of more fun, ice-breaking question. So if you had choreographed a floor routine for your morning as a mom, what kind of music would it be set to with little Solly?
So Solly wakes up with a grin on his face every morning. So no matter how tired I am, I just hear him babbling to himself and I can't help but be in a good mood. So it has to definitely start happy. And then we're straight into a nappy change, of course. So then it's a bit like, suspicious. We're going to see what's happening in the nappy. And then we're going to obviously change that, clean it. And then it's feeding time. So then a bit more upbeat again, trying to coax him into some fruits and vegetables. And then it's just a bit of chaos, but fun the whole day. He's such a smiley, happy baby. So I think that's how the choreography would go. And then maybe a little bit of drama at the end, trying to get into bed at the end of the day. But you did say the mornings, keep it happy.
I love it. He sounds like just the sweetest little guy.
He really is. He's so fun and he is really happy. He's such a smiley boy.
Okay, so getting into just sort of life as a mom coming off of an athlete background, when you were competing as an athlete and successfully competing, you're in a sport where, your performance is scored. Judges are watching every minute detail and kind of critiquing it and scoring it. And, you're searching for that perfect 10. And then, of course, there's motherhood where it's, perfection is a cruel thing to try to pursue, really. And life feels often beautifully imperfect. And so I guess I'd love to hear from you. I know it's 7 months is a good amount of time, but still early days. But how are you approaching this motherhood stage and using the things that helped you be amazing as an athlete and also adjusting to a very different life?
Yeah, I think something that has been getting me through some of the tougher times as a mother, whether it's being up in the night or being tired in the day. It's mostly as tiredness, isn't it? That's probably the hardest part of parenthood,
Yes.
if I'm honest. And I think it's one in remembering everything's temporary. So that's the good and the bad. And my husband's like, oh, I think I'll actually really miss cuddling him in the night. And I was like, that's actually a really lovely way to think of it, because, you know, he's not going to get to 18 years old and still be waking up in the night needing cuddles. So even if it is hard at times, it is remembering it is temporary. And obviously during your time as an athlete, you're going to have injuries, ups and downs, sickness. You might not make a team. And again, that's temporary. And so I think that's definitely something I've been able to carry over, and that's been helpful.
I love the perspective, right? The choice that you can make in thinking of something. And I remember with my first child that I was still trying to compete, and getting up in the middle of the night was so stressful. And to your point, I should have done a better job of realizing it was temporary. But I think when you're in it, it's easy to forget that. It feels just so all encompassing. But that little sweetness is something, you're right, to cherish that.
Yeah, those cuddles are just the best.
Yeah, totally. And I guess another question I have for you about just sort of parenthood in general. Now, you retired before you had your son, so a different journey of parenthood, and yet you're still involved with sport in many ways. And so I would love, kind of through your perspective, what are the things you think are working really well in supporting athlete moms? Where are areas where we could continue to improve? Observations or work you're doing? What's your take on the state of sports when it comes to motherhood?
Well, I think gymnastics is unique in that it is a young sport, and it has been for so long, but it's kind of just over the last few years or couple of Olympic cycles, people are staying in the sport longer and having longer careers. So then we are starting to see more people considering motherhood and coming back to the sport. Where gymnastics is a fairly young sport when it comes to motherhood, I think we can learn from other sports. So it'd be great to hear those stories from other athletes in other sports that have been through it. What has worked, what hasn't worked, where have they felt supported, where have they not? So I think that's a benefit of it being quite new to gymnastics.
A big motivation for this motherhood spotlight with Flame Bears this month was hearing from athletes like yourself, first-person stories of their experience, and really learning what's working and what could be improved so that we can keep, moving our sport in a direction of possibility. And it just makes me so excited to have you on the board of British Gymnastics, to have you on the Pan American Sports Athlete Commission. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot of time and effort that you put into those things, but really meaningful for the lives who you're impacting. When I was pregnant in 2017, 2018, it felt like a drastically different world. And so I've been so thrilled to see the evolution that we've had in a relatively short time span by just creating awareness and really draw attention to the fact that, if we support moms, incredible things are possible. Like you doing however many number of things that you're doing currently. I love it. Okay, so rapid fire questions to close things out, if that's okay. What is one word you would use to describe motherhood?
Exciting.
Oh, yeah, exciting. Oh, that's so cool. How do you mother? Is it more gut or is it more plan?
Probably a mix, a bit of a cop-out answer, but it probably is a mix. I like to have a plan, but I also go with my gut.
Let's see. What would you tell pre-mom you?
I would actually probably tell myself to relax a bit more in the very newborn stage. I think I was, actually me and my husband were saying we probably had like a few too many people around, tried to see it, too many people. And hopefully if we have a second child, we definitely will just relax more. Obviously we'll have Solly already, so that'll be harder. But yeah, that is something that I actually look forward to in the future if we have another child.
Like that nest, have that little nest and just like nurture it. Yeah.
Yeah, just my friend's got a 5-week-old and I was just holding him the other day, and just the way they just are on you, so still and calm. Yeah, that newborn phase is so special.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, last question. Strong as a mother means what to you? What does it mean to be strong as a mother?
strong as a mother. It feels like mothers have the most resilience of anyone, from pregnancy to giving birth to then all the plates that we spin. And I think until you become a mother, you don't realize just how much mothers do. And even now being a mother, I'm actually starting to get emotional.
Oh,
My mum's literally in the other room, and I just know that I wouldn't even cope without her now. So
yeah.
tearing up.
I love it. It's so beautiful. It's so true. You can't, it takes such a village. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've got a great support system. My mum and my mother-in-law, they're amazing and help us so much. So yeah, shout out to them.
I couldn't do half the things I've done in my life without my mom, my parents, that support system. So I just feel you so much right now, because it's a blessing not only for us but for our kids to have that, like that support system around us.
Yeah,
I want to thank you for showing us that even, through it all, the way that you have continued to show up for your sport, the way that you are finding these beautiful ways to juggle your mom responsibilities with your athlete responsibilities, your work responsibilities, and paying it forward all at the same time. I would love for our listeners to know where they can follow your journey, and learn more about you.
well, thank you so much. I'm probably most active on Instagram, which is at Danusia Francis. I do have TikTok, but I'm not very active on there. And yeah, so Instagram would be the best one.
Perfect. Thanks everyone for joining us. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday, where we'll get to hear from Famita Ayanbeku.